8-bit and 16-bit pixel arts have a kind of charm that doesn't really know time. They ain't getting out of style, in fact getting more advanced by the day and spreading through every single genre there is. 2023 has been quite generous with these type of games, and if you really need a sum, here's about 20 of some of the best pixel art games legit released for the past 30 days for your Android and iOS devices as well. Number 1. Quick mention here, since it's been around for almost 2 months now, still through its pre-registration state, but actually due by the end of the month, we've got here Unknown Nights, which is an idle RPG. Unknown Nights, actually from the same developers of Tailed Demon Slayer, an AFK dungeon, actually really good at making idle games and even better home design games. However, Unknown Night is actually the company's first attempt at pixel designs, and it is really good in visuals. Sitting on the Play Store with almost 100,000 downloads already. We've got over here another dungeon, which is actually an idle MMORPG, so just don't let the trailer mislead you in any way. So guys, another dungeon has been around for almost a week now, and already bursted with positive scores on both platforms. Delivers some really fun mechanics for an idle RPG, where you have to drag and drop skills and items mid-fight and deal with the enemies yourself. Another dungeon is free, it's about 60 megabytes in size and playable only online.
Your squad once you reach the target.
Number 3, I would say probably the best game in the list here, with actually a 5 out of 5 and over 100,000 downloads since only almost last week. We've got Gunforce. Gunforce over here is actually from the same creators of Bob's World, a game that's downloaded over 100 million times on the Play Store. So as far as support and replay, Gunforce you could say is pretty packed and bagged with content, and it's getting regular updates ever since its release. It's a run and gun shooter and about 100 megabytes in size and actually playable offline. Been available through pre-registration for over 2 months now. Only released fully literally yesterday with a final update patch. At number 4 we have Hero Sword. Actually first release of its developers here. This game is an idle RPG, an action game that works halfway like a land gracer and it looks like a Fire Emblem. You can play this one only online. It's about 70 megabytes in size and has all the correct elements of a really engaging and addicting idle RPG. Coming from the same developers of the famous Summoners era, we've got here from no more than a week ago a game called Epic Garden. So guys, Epic Garden is an action RPG and a tycoon game just revolving around this tiny little girl warrior trying to defend her base, her garden, from plant creatures or trying to just mess with it. So you get to fight back, train, upgrade, collect, upgrade again, straighten up, get skills, and become really good at this thing. It's a free game in nature. It's about 100 megabytes in size and playable with a controller actually. Number 6, we've got here on the Play Store back since a couple of weeks ago, I would say easily the best offline roguelike RPG out there right now, which was actually taken down once before, meaning it could happen again, so make sure you play the game offline, period. Elemental World is quite a bit like Crypt of Necro Dancer in formula, but it actually plays like a 2D Zelda hack and slasher. It's really good in visuals, gameplay, it's huge in content, characters and enemies are really nice, the items as well, and it only takes you down about 100 megabytes tops. Truth be told, I've never seen a pixel art game spread out so fast, so this is almost a first. With almost 500,000 downloads, we've got over here Pixel Fantasia, which is technically an idle RPG classic and an auto battler. I mean, you know the drill with idle games, except this game comes as a dream come true for pixel design fanatics, and it is huge in content like hell. It's a pixel art game, and it takes you about 2 gigabytes of storage. Number 8 from a few days ago here on both platforms. Up in its beta phase, we've got Legendary Master. Guys, Legendary Master is a martial arts based, to some extent, idle RPG. I'd say a neck and a head above its competitors for a newcomer in genre. Like, it's almost an action RPG and a fighting game, but with just idle game elements. This game's playable online only. It's already pre-registered north of 100,000 times, and this is technically how it really works. I wouldn't really do this if I didn't have to, but I'm a pixel art fanatic, so that's technically why we're going through the list over here. So, the same developers of Legendary Master, the game we just mentioned in number 8, also came out with the announcement of an action RPG Souls-like game going by the name Infinite Hero. Here's the trailer, take a look real quick. This game is available on the Play Store and already pre-registered north of 50,000 times as well. At number 10, with over 50,000 downloads and a 4.7 as the first work of its developers. This is absolutely insane for the amount of attention it's getting lately. We've got a pixel design MMORPG action-heavy Korean game here that's supposedly in the making for an English release in the following month and already playable worldwide but in Korean. Monsterland here is a free-to-play game in nature, and this is how it looks. Quick mention over here. If you're a blockchain holder, we've got an idle RPG blockchain-based game here for a few days now that, for once, I think developers really know what they're actually doing with this type of combo. Soul Saver is about 150 megabytes in size. It's really good in support. Developers actually know their way around blockchain games for over 20 years now. This is the first mobile exclusive. It's playable online, of course. Takes you down about 150 megabytes in storage. Number 12 from a couple of weeks ago. Back on the Play Store, we have Swordmaster Return. This is an action-adventure, almost Souls-like in design and aesthetic, coming as a first work of its Korean developers also, and supposedly coming in with an English version by the end of the month. If you're into gothic designs, RPGs, legit weapons, upgrades, well, Swordmaster is pretty much exactly just that. At number 13, from the same people who previously brought Streets of Rage 4 on the Play Store, we've got here with almost 10,000 pre-registered players as a once again paid game here, Legend of Keepers. Legend of Keepers is described by each developer as a mix between roguelite and dungeon management games, where you play as a dungeon manager, just hiring monsters and building traps to defeat the heroes coming for your gold. Take a look. Touted as a steampunk RPG strategy, building an arena style. At number 14, we have Abyss World Strategy RPG. Technically an arena style, wave-based action RPG and an online game in nature. It's a free game in nature. Probably a PC game ported to mobile, I don't know. I mean, for replay and quality, it looks like a console game ported to mobile. Anyway, this game takes you 100 megabytes in size and it's got a 4.6 out of 5 on the Play Store. Coming as one of the best free-to-play pixel art platformers released in 2023 so far, we've got over here an arcade classic Mario/Donkey Kong inspired action game going by the name Pom Pom. This game is actually playable both online and offline. Back when the game was released a month ago, it was actually a 4.5 out of 5 on the Play Store. It is now rated down to a 3.8 because it's actually been getting a little buggy. It's one hell of a 16-bit, however, pretty innovative in nature, fun, quite lengthy, and pretty challenging as well. I haven't played this one myself, but Louis Stone's story has been around for a month now, and it's actually downloaded a hefty 50,000 times on the Play Store as well. This game's an action RPG adventure free-to-play game that's actually rated on BlueStacks almost a 5 out of 5, but on the Play Store it's actually yet to be given a rating. This game's technically what you'd get by mixing a dungeon crawler and a farming sim with turn-based fights. It's free and playable actually offline. Number 17 from the same developers of the mobile game Avalonia Online MMORPG. After almost 6 years of wait, we've got the company's newest title here called Ethereum Online RPG. Ethereum is actually described by the folks as a modern 2D action MMORPG that takes place on this newly inhabited planet called Ethereum, where everyone's just in to have a piece of the action to themselves. Have a bunch of pets, weapons, skills, and etc. Just by killing each other. Generally the game's a shooter. Anyway, it's playable online and this is how it really looks. Deep Loop's been on the Play Store for almost a decade now, but it was only last month where it finally received an update to make the game playable offline. This game is now sitting on the Play Store for free as a wholly offline adventure. Still, you can play the game in multiplayer. There was no ads, it's an automatic 10 out of 10 in my book, but it is rated down actually by a whole point due to its repetitive nature after a while. The game is about 60 megabytes in size, and boy is it actually addicting at the start. Coming as the third work of its developers, at number 19 we have from a couple of days ago, Hospital Story. This is a pixel art also management sim where you'll just hire or manage a team of doctors, purchase new equipment and upgrades, and attend to a wide range of medical emergencies. I haven't played this one myself as well, to be honest, but it's got quite the charm. It's supposedly a difficult game in nature, it's playable offline, and about 70 megabytes in size. And last but not least, with over 10,000 downloads through pre-registration since only 3 weeks ago, we've got over here one of the best retro story-driven RPG horror games, maybe just single-handedly the best one of 2023. A game over here called Raging Bites. This is, I would like to think, what you'd get by mixing the old Super Nintendo classic game, the Earthbound, and a dash of Stranger Things and some zombies. Here's a trailer. Game's playable both on and offline, and eventually a paid game in full.